Good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to MS Live. I am Myles Sergé alongside that super spectacular, wonderful person on my right, D-KNOX. What up, D?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thanks
I'm
for
all
that
right.
nice introduction there.
Yeah, I try to do some nice things here and
Oh,
there.
it always makes me feel special.
I speak the truth. Yeah, that's what it is, man.
The
You all right?
truth that set you free, people.
That's
Man,
it.
I'm basically butchered, battered, beat up because as you remember, I recently moved and having so much stuff and lifting heavy things around and not knowing where to put stuff. And at the end of the night when you take a shower, damn, where all this bruises come from? You don't
Hmm.
even realize it when you're moving stuff. But
Yeah,
now it's just a task of, okay, it's like 65% done. So I still need to go through some more boxes and figure out where to put things and get used to the new area. But the new area is very cool.
that's
That's what I
cool,
like.
man.
A
That's
lot
cool.
more things happening over here. I got a tram right across the street and it
Oh,
goes
wow.
straight downtown everywhere I needed to go. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
a
you
good one.
said you were closer to everything now. I mean, not that you went closer before. I've been to Poland Minneapolis once, and
Hmm.
it was a nice area. But now you're more centralized. I'm assuming in the
It's
situation.
just like kind of halfway, but a little bit out because where I was before, it was 20 minutes on the on the underground on the tube.
Hmm.
But it was like a city within the city of Warsaw because I didn't have to leave the area either. I had everything I needed over there. Where now here it's like that, but newer. And actually, I'm saving money by moving over where I'm moving, and I got the same space. So
So there
and
you
it's in
go.
a building. So
There you go. It's
and finally
economics, people.
with the elevator.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, your other place didn't have an elevator. Y'all live
No,
like
and we were at the top,
yeah,
for
yup, yup.
4 floors, but still, after sometimes you're carrying that heavy stuff, you're like,
Yeah.
at the end. But the funny thing is, I take the stairs here too, but I'm not on the top floor. I'm on the second floor, and the
Right.
stairs are really wide, so
Okay.
you don't feel like you're walking up a
Okay.
bunch of stairs. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
That's
So
what's up.
shouts out to Damon Wild. Thanks for hooking me up with these people.
Shouts
You
out,
got
Damon. Good luck, man. Word, word. Yeah, not too much over here, man. As you can see, I'm in the studio. First time ever really doing something down here with the show, with the studio. So
yeah.
I'm currently working on. I'm doing a remix for Hakeem for his Black Robots album
Great.
set. Yeah, so I gotta finish that possibly tonight, and got some other stuff I'm working on. So why not see what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The more you turn them things on, man. Guys, with you, Miles, you turn that stuff on, it's there. It's just waiting for you
right,
to turn it off, basically.
right,
And
right.
that's the dangerous part because you turn it on, something comes out. Now, how do you just finish it quick so you can move on to the next one?
Right, right, right.
That's
That seems to be the problem. But
yeah.
it starts for me. I figured if I'm down here more and more, because I'm like never down here. If I'm down here more and more, I should get stuff going. So that's the
Yeah.
plan. That's see what happens with that. But that's why I was thinking. So with that said, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you like what we're doing. Please do that. It helps us get in these algorithms and let people know that we're actually out here doing things. Like, share, and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. It's actually free.
Right.
But we're trying to get these numbers up. Like right now, we're not at 700. The goal was 1,000. It's slowly moving, but we can push that. So if y'all can help us out, like, share, and subscribe to that channel. Hit that bell so you know when we're doing stuff. Um, why wouldn't you want to see us? But just in case you can't, or you just don't simply want to, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. I still think you should kind of do both. Watch us here on YouTube, but also check us out on these other platforms too, because I know for a fact not only do I listen to this platform, but other platforms. Actually, while I'm working, I can't watch, but I can hear. So there you go.
Exactly.
When you're there, make sure you sign up for any updates and subscriptions to us there, or whatever how that happens. Just do it. We'll appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MS Live with D-KNOX. Check us out there. A lot of stuff. We got little cool stuff here and there, especially on these platforms. So go check it out if you can. And we also appreciate hearing back from you people. So if you can, get on them computers and email us. MS
You're
Live.
sitting on the computer anyway.
Well,
And
there
the
you
phone.
go.
So
Exactly. MS Live with D-KNOX@gmail.com. That's MS Live with D-KNOX@gmail.com. We greatly appreciate feedback, show ideas, people you think you might want to hear from, and we can try to get them on the show, or just what you hate, what you love. Just let us know. Just feedback is good. Also, since we're trying to get these numbers up until we get to that part so we can be monetized, you can also help us by supporting the show. If you want to send a donation via PayPal, you can. The email to do that is at mslifewithdknox@gmail.com. Or to make it easier for you, hit that QR code that just popped up on your left-hand portion of the upper screen. You can scan there to take you to the PayPal donation page. You can set up donations to come monthly, yearly, however you want it. Anything helps us to keep these bills paid. We greatly appreciate it. Ooh. So today we have the privilege of bringing this lovely, lovely, lovely person who we actually love and care about and happy to see with her smiling face. This is one of, she's one of my favorite people to talk to. This past trip to Berlin, we met this time. We were trying to meet a couple of times before, but she was doing other stuff and it just didn't work out. But we always talk. She's a lovely person, has great insight on life, everything. She's just really dope. Dino had the privilege of hanging out with her as well. And we said, hey, we got to get her on the show. Technically, we've been asking for a while, but but she's here now. Unfortunately, I'm downstairs, so I don't have the current setup, so I can't give her a round of applause, but I will manually. People, welcome to the stage, the one and only Cecilia Tosh.
You're so cute. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey. I love you too, guys.
We love you too.
Really. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to our chat.
Yeah. So how's it going?
Pretty good. It was a very intense week, but full of music production, which is like a very good sign. Intense, but then filled again with things I love. But now I feel like things are falling off me a little because I and some things in and so on. So it's a nice thing to talk to you now on a Sunday night. So I'm good. How about you?
Cool. We're okay. It's been kind of hectic for me, at least. Work has been crazy. For those of you who do know or don't know, I work for a car manufacturer and we're building cars, and it's currently hot as hell in there, and we're behind schedule, so they've been working us long hours. So on top of that, and try to fill in the daily life stuff, it's been crazy. That's at least for me. Donnell's been moving, so yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah. So if you guys have been watching us or you haven't been watching us, it includes you too, Cecilia. We name every episode. Again, I'm not upstairs, so I don't have the current set up, so I will try to not make a sound effect. This sounds dreamy.
I would love to hear it.
Like that. How about that? So today's show is no different. So I'll do it once again. MS Live with D-KNOX Season 2, Episode 46. 46, y'all. We've been doing this for not even 2 years yet. We got 46 episodes. Yo, wow. It says a lot. Episode 46. The name is Tosh with Miss Cecilia Tosh. So, we kind of talk this behind the stage. We'll wait till later. Tell us if you can, tell us your background. What's your background?
What do you mean by that?
As far as you,
like my roots, or how I grew
tell us
up,
your roots. Tell us your roots and how you grew
roots. Okay, so my father is from Mozambique,
Okay.
And my mom is German, Eastern German, Eastern Germany. And yeah, so I grew up with my mom. I met
Mhm.
my dad pretty late when I was 7. But yeah, this is my roots. So half Mozambicanian, half German.
Mhm.
Interesting. So
Hmm.
did you did you go back and forth between your? You said your dad was still back in Mozambique, correct?
No, he is living since over 30 years in Germany.
Okay.
And yeah, I started to see him, let's say, regularly in my teenage years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
So how did you find it growing up in Germany? You were born in Germany, correct?
Yeah. Born and
Okay.
raised in Germany, in the north of Germany. My hometown is Bremen. It's close to Hamburg, like a bit over an hour from Hamburg.
Hmm.
And I would say, I mean, that's a wide, like a kind of a big question, but I mean, I had a pretty fun childhood, like literally fun in the sense of um, really hanging out a lot on the streets with friends, making shit. I don't know. It was like I had a proper childhood
Hmm.
without internet. I mean, it was coming at some point, but yeah. So I would say my childhood was nice, and I also grew up with a few sisters of mine. It was a purely female household, so I had two sisters and my mom.
Hmm.
And we had a very cute neighborhood, and school was nice. Bremen is quite international, so I would say the rate of like really German Germans was maybe 15% in the class. So like the kids were coming partly of Turkey or Ghana, Angola, Syria. So it was quite a mix, or Colombia, Chile. It was quite a mixed yeah, school class we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we mentioned earlier, because me and Donna was actually kidding, but we found out through your own admission that you were like a leader of a gang or something like that.
Say what?
You were a leader of the gang that used to like terrorize the city and tagging. What's that about?
No, I mean I was founding a gang, but it was a
Oh,
two-people gang.
okay.
So I was only co-founding it. No, I had my one of my best friends, Marlene. So with her, she was living in my neighborhood from the very beginning, and we were just yeah, doing our thing and strolling around in the nights and tagging the name of our fan club. And
What was the
so
name of that? What was that fan club? What was it? Fan club of proof.
I knew you were gonna start with this. It was JT Planet. JT Planet.
JT Planet. Who
Yes.
who? What is JT Planet? How did that name come up? And who was actually JT?
I mean, at this time, we were both 14 and we
Okay.
were both a lot into music, but more like T-Pain and kind of, yeah, US hip hop and R&B a little, but actually more hip hop. But anyway, so this guy was Justin Timberlake.
Whoa.
And we were huge fans. So we founded this club, and we even built our own website where we would always upload the newest pics what you could find online. So yeah, this was at a time where internet, I don't know, like several platforms were popping up and so on. So yeah, this was our fan club, and we were just like in the night we were just sneaking out of the window of my
Oh
friends,
wow.
like on the ground floor. So we were sneaking out through the window, having the cans in our backpacks, and just like doing our thing. And a few of the tags can still be seen actually, but don't tell anyone maybe.
So is this like Justin Timberlake while he was with NSYNC or after he went solo?
After insane.
After NSYNC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
did you follow him Did you like him when he was with NSYNC, or not really?
To be honest, now when you ask me, I wasn't. No, I didn't really follow NSYNC.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
couldn't even tell one name of NSYNC. It was more like Justin. An album like what goes around goes around. No. You know what goes around comes around. When this came out, like this album with also beautiful collaborations, but it's like such a long time ago. Anyway, so we fell in love with this album, and then he was also kind of making like working as an actor, I think, at some point. So we were just teens in love, you know.
Okay. So, like, let's just say hypothetically, Justin Timberlake comes to Berlin like next week for concert. Would you go see the concert?
I mean, he was here like a few years back, maybe 2 years ago, and I was thinking of going,
Oh wow.
but I didn't buy tickets.
Okay.
But if he would come in 2 weeks, I wouldn't spend like €100, but I would spend like €40 just to see it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
would you go and tag if you was out there? Would you tag them?
Man, the tags look terrible. I really stopped with it. I never got really into it. No, I wouldn't take any can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, you know.
Did you ever had any like anything like that? Like a fan club or somebody like you was like, yo, I'm a big fan, and I don't think I ever had that before.
No, I just it was DJ Jazzy Jeff. I was really into him because that's one of the reasons why I started DJing, actually, because of Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
Most people would say Jeff Mills, or even though I was listening to Jeff Mills on the radio and all that, but Jazzy Jeff, I would even say when it was him and Will Smith as the Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Remember their first album? They did a Rock the House.
Yeah.
So that sound that Jazzy Jeff and them were doing, and Cash Money and Marvelous, because they were like similar on that style. And I think we had this thing called the Great Lake Posse in Kalamazoo. It was a bunch of us, like some of the dudes I didn't even know because they came in through other friends, but it was a bunch of DJs and rappers, and we were just like called ourselves the Great Lake Posse around high school. So this was kind of like what she was saying, kind of had a little group, but we all kind of were fans of like Jazzy Jeff, for example.
Was it Great Lake Posse?
No, Great Lakes Posse, because in Michigan we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. So we were calling ourselves the Great Lakes Posse, and then my first actual DJ name was WD, actually. And then later it changed to Naughty Boy Knox and all these different names. And finally I just said, you know what, just go with D-KNOX, man. Just leave it as that,
Yeah.
But yeah, we were all like fans of Jazzy Jeff. So we were all scratching back then, kind of like what's his face? That he passed away a while ago, Rock Raider. And the X-Men, like this style, like really scratch battles and everything in high school. So yeah, it was fun. But I would say if we were doing crimes, which I'm not saying we did crimes, but we were doing different kinds of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, we weren't doing crimes. Okay,
Yeah,
we were just
doing crimes, y'all.
We were doing things, but we weren't doing crimes.
We're not saying Cecilia does crimes either. This is like something she was like free forming art on.
Exactly.
On things that she could put free art on. So I mean, nothing bad. She was just letting people know she was, she's doing her thing. So okay, so around this time, like you're growing up in your town, you and your two sisters and your mom, and so what was well, besides like Justin Timberlake, like growing up when you was a kid, like what was like the earliest not involvement, but your earliest music thing, like when you grew up, like what was playing in the house, like Marvin Gaye, Prince, like what was happening? Like
no, it was like my mom loved dancing a lot, and she would always dance. For example, she really loved and still loves Bob Marley, so this was one thing. Sade was a classy. And then there was a guy called Luciano something. I forgot his name now, Italian guy. But so one of my first memory definitely is Sade.
Okay.
Definitely one. And yeah, for sure.
That's a good. I think everybody loves Sade.
Yeah, that who wouldn't? It's true. It's
I
it's just
mean, it's dope. And then for people who don't know, like that's not her name. That's like the group name. So just in case you, fun fact. But what? I don't know her name though. I think it's like one of those people like you associate that name with her, and that's not even her name.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that is when you think about it. That's right.
Yeah. It's kind of like Prince, Prince. Well, that is his name, right?
no, but her name is Sade Adu.
Oh, okay. So it's the first name. All right.
Yeah, Princess is Prince Rogers Nelson.
Yeah. So all right. Yeah. But other than that, it's like nobody knows like that's really the name of the group. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's Sade. Like, no, that's her.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But I do remember another. Like when you asked me, another picture came directly up, and this is really when the first phones came out, where you could get like ringtones, and you could download a track, an MP3, and put it as your ringtone, when someone was calling. So I would always get the newest track, but mainly reggaeton or hip hop. I was a lot into reggaeton. So I would like download them, and I would always have like the newest ringtones. And then I would just share them in school. And one was Sean Paul Temperature. This is the one that came up.
Oh, wow.
I know. I know. Yeah. How about you? What is your first memory of that in your household?
It had to be my mom. I think I said this before. Millie Jackson. Early on, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Prince. I remember the first Prince album because my mom would just buy the albums. I can clearly visualize the covers. So I know exactly what it was. You know what I mean? Like the first Prince joint that I remember is like, oh God, I forgot the name of it. But it's like it looks like he's like taking
a bath.
No, it's not that one. Like when you go to jail, when they go to jail and they take the picture, it looks like that, like a mugshot. So, and I don't remember what. I think that's a Controversy album. I think that's like the first Prince thing I remember. Millie Jackson, because she was always cussing and stuff, and she had this thing with her big lips and whatever, you know what I mean? But they had it like so sensualized and sexualized, it was zoomed in and stuff. So I remember stuff like that. And then my dad, he still has a huge record collection. A lot of jazz stuff, rock and roll, early rock and roll stuff, when he grew up. And yeah, he's all over the place. So that's really like my memory of music. In particular with him, I remember this. I want to say his name is Tom Brown, but I think it's wrong. It's Tom something. He's a jazz guy. He plays saxophone. And I just remember the album cover is like a guy with a head that has an apple on it. It was kind of symbolizing like New York City with the apple, because I think that's where he's from. So I remember that, and it was like dope. And I remember that. I remember Miles Davis stuff he used to play. Just album covers, you know what I mean? That's how it was. It was just crazy for me. So that's how I associate a lot of music with that. But for me, it's like my parents, especially like my mom. So
yeah.
D.
Oh, it's just the same, man. Motown was like the first things my mom was the same. And in the car, Al Jarreau all the time. Just driving. Yeah, playing at Prince as well, especially later Purple Rain. That was I have an unopened copy of that album. That was, for me, that was his best work. Period. Michael Jackson, obviously. She was playing a lot of this, but yeah, a lot of Motown. Anything Motown was in the house. And another one bites the dust, sticks in my head. I remember she gave me the little 45 of that thing because I had this little. My grandfather bought me this little record player that had a keyboard on it, and my mom said I used to take it and actually scratch on it, and she was like, "Stop doing that." But yeah, that was the earliest things, man. Is I will say Motown was the first things I was getting introduced to, but yeah, Al Jarreau, I can still see that video with him and that bird flying around, and he got the sweater tied up over his chest. Yeah.
You know what? I'm trying to think of an Al Jarreau song, but for some reason it keeps coming to
Morning, Mr. Sunshine Man.
I keep remember like some skit that like Eddie Murphy or something, like mocking him, and it was like something crazy.
Yeah.
He was singing like, I don't know, but I have to go do my Al Jarreau. I know who he is, but I just can't remember any songs by this guy right now.
Oh, you'll know once as soon as you type his. Oh, okay, yeah, like for sure you heard those songs, but yeah, man, it's kind of when I'm thinking back about the to the past of the things she was listening to and exposing me to. Like she had great taste. She could have been a DJ herself. I mean, with the amount of records she had and what she was buying and listening to, and she still does. Because my mom, she teaches ballet and tap dancing, this sort of things. Oh, Marvin Gaye, Roberto Rex. There he goes. Check them emails, Roberto.
Yeah, I know.
That's what we need you to do. But while we got you here, I do have a question for you, because Myles took us a bit back. But what is the day-to-day life like in Berlin for you? Every day, what sort of things are you doing? And when you're not, always doing music or something, just
So yesterday I had a conversation with a friend, and we were realizing, or I was realizing, that I don't really have any certain routines in the sense of, okay, doing every Tuesday going to play basketball, and then every Wednesday I see him or her, so there's like, my life is kind of a constant, a lot of dynamic the whole time. And not just because of the traveling, but also because I think I'm in my head in many different spaces, and also in my heart in many different spaces. So my days look very, colorful, let's say. And to be concrete, I would say a regular week, 1 week from the last month, let's say. So there's definitely involved some sport.
Okay.
So yeah, doing some sports like going to run or fitness or whatever. I now want to take a salsa class, actually, dancing. And then there is, like, I know it's music related, but still one of the most constant thing is now really making some music, sitting in my home studio, inviting friends over or colleagues, or also meeting in the studio. So this is another thing. I am doing my master degree right now at UDK with the focus of curation. So I'm writing concepts for exhibition. At the moment, I'm developing my own concept for founding a conceptual records label / creative studio. And then I really also try to make more space for my family and friends. So on a regular basis, I travel through Germany to see my nieces and nephews and aunties. And so this is also definitely a part of my life. Traveling, cooking.
What are you cooking?
Where I do cooking?
What?
I'm a pretty practical cook. So I just see what is doing good to my body, what is I'm trying to be gentle with my stomach, but then at the same time, I also enjoy fresh stuff. I'm getting this veggie box from the farm. So every 2 weeks, I pick up a big box from a farm in Brandenburg. So whatever is there, which is like very seasonal veggies, I prepare and get experimental with it. But yeah, I mainly just cook what is good for my body, what fills me, and what taste is good and what keeps me filled. So I'm like, it's more pragmatic. But when I cook for friends, I enjoy also cooking some more fancy stuff. But yeah.
So what's your favorite dish to cook?
One favorite dish would be it's called, how do you call it? Beluga lentil curry. It's
Okay.
actually it's a vegan curry with very tasty lentils and sweet potato and some fresh herbs.
Sweet potato, yeah.
Yeah. We're asking you this because, like, the next time we're over there, we want to try this.
Oh, I make you one. Yeah, I'm pleased. I'm gonna cook for you.
For sure. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. But no, you are right. You are. Well, I'm glad Dano asked that question because from what I see, like every time I'm seeing something, you're like probably the most busiest person. It seems to be you're very busy. Different projects and with the music, DJing, your just installations. I actually want to ask you about that. Your installations that you do and different kind of like almost like an outreach type thing, if I'm not mistaken. The last thing I really seen that I wanted to ask you about because I wasn't for sure. It seems like you did something back with some people back in Africa.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen. So I don't know what it is exactly, but it seems like you're almost kind of like mentoring them in a way. I wanted to ask you, can you kind of speak on that and kind of tell us what that is?
Yeah, for sure. This is some very motivated, talented, lovely young artists and entrepreneurs from a township called Philippi Village, which is in Cape Town in South Africa. And I was traveling for 4 years in a row, I think, for several months to South Africa, and we met them there through a friend who was really mentoring them how to build their own community, how to establish certain, how to open spaces for young people from the township to get them, let's say, from the street and create something creatively together. So, yeah, and my friend was inviting us at the first time was there with Kura Berlin. So we got invited to sit with them together and to maybe to just share some experiences and knowledge, to maybe support them in their way of community building and keeping up these spaces, and also navigating an artistic career with the most different circumstances, let's say. And this is how it started. And then I returned and we stayed in touch. And I also want to say hi to Linda. I'm going to send you the video after we shared it. Such an inspirational guy. I think by now, like, I don't want to lie, but I would put the number like 23. And he is doing this now since 5-6 years, really behind supporting his community in the townships and creating, let's say, spaces where they start to also explore their own creativity and get professionalized with it. And so I was sitting with them a few times and also preparing workshops theoretically, but also practically. And I'm super grateful for the connection. It's a big, from my side, a big support to the project.
Yeah, it looks great. This is still ongoing, correct?
This is ongoing, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Because I seen it and I'm like, wow, that's like I said, like, you know, I've seen you doing a lot, and that really kind of got my interest. Like, wow, that's kind of dope. You know what I mean? So I didn't know like a lot just before what I've seen. You know what I mean? I just wanted to know more, and that's one thing I wanted to ask you about that because that seems like dope. And I also get this. Oh, go ahead.
If there's people who would like to support the project, it's called Growing OGs. and you find it on Instagram. Maybe we can share the link after the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So with that being said, like I see like that's like I see that a lot, and I think that's something that you like to do. Just you have a nice energy for like curating things. I see that. I don't see that a lot in a lot of people, but I see that in you. So I think that's your special gift that you have, for curation. So like, what did that come from? Is that just something you just naturally felt like, I want to make things, I want to create things, or?
It's hard to say, but I grew up with a mom who is an artist. So she is a painter, working with sculptures, working with different materials like metal, wood. So, and both of my sisters were super creative. I was always the less creative. I was always like, where's my talent? My sister's so good in painting and drawing, and the other sister was studying contemporary dance. And I always felt, okay, well, I'm in a creative family, but I can't draw, I can't sing, So, but still, I had this environment. And at some point, I found my own way, actually discovering that I do have a talent, but it's just lying somewhere else than my sisters, how it developed in their cases. So I think this definitely had its impact. All of the whole family is still working in arts or doing art, practicing art. Also other sisters, I have some more like half sisters also into art. So this is definitely a part. But curation, I think, really came because I don't know, but I think it's one influence. My very first gig was a gig in Golden Gate, which is like more an after-hour club here in Berlin. And no, it was my first club gig. It wasn't my first. Anyway, so in this gig, in this club, we had the possibility, because of my friend Michelle, she was working there at this time, to actually directly throw our own event. So from my first gig, we had the chance to curate a lineup. And then it was like, okay, what does fit to us? How do I sound? And what do we place around it? And what does Golden Gate want? So we had from the beginning the sense of, how do we make this work? And then we realized, oh my God, this was a lot of fun. We also had a failure. We put a purely techno DJ into this after hour thing, and he didn't bring like any alternative music. So it didn't go too well with this guy. I whatever. And but then we realized it's a lot of fun, and we established an event series. And I think having this so close connected to my own creative development with our own event series, and then also with our own, later on we had like this open air club, and then we had different formats, interview formats. So we were always thinking conceptually, what is making sense if we want to support newcomer artists, which was always our aim from the very beginning. Even if we were our own newcomers, we just shared our journey and wanted to take more people with us on the train, let's say. So I think because we included it from the beginning, it's like an eye I have for this. And then it developed also into own projects, like individual projects. I just really enjoy finding new artists or finding interesting artists and putting them together in a different way, and connecting different art forms and placing them in a place, like in a venue or in places where maybe this is not so common. So it's also a fun thing.
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. So how did you get into this whole techno thing? When did this come up? To go from Justin Timberlake to techno, that's a big leap.
Yeah, I was always super open, and I still am, my radar never got fixed, I think I never walked like this through the world. So I think this is I'm just very receptive for new things that inspire me, and techno just hit me. Okay. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so nice. So
where did it hit you? Where were you, and how old were you, and where were you, and what was it that hit you?
There was a time I was still living in Bremen, and at this point, I didn't know any electronic music. There was a club which was called Zucker, but I never visited this club. I wasn't connected to the electronic music scene back then because I was like always into hip hop. So, like my colleague, she was into electronic music, and then she was like, "Yeah, Kata Mucke. I don't know if you know it. It's like a usually Berlin-based. It was a Berlin-based club, Kata. Kata Blau, but before it was.
That's the place with all the rooms, right?
Wait a second. What was the name before Kata Blau? Kata Holzig? Oh my God! Wow, it's not that long ago. Anyway, so they had this label called Kata Mucke, and they had an event in Hamburg. Did I miss a question?
No.
No, okay. They had an event in Hamburg, and she was like, "Hey, let's go. Really want to see it." And then I went with her, and they played like they had an event on a boat. It was my first like club night, let's say, with electronic music, and I really enjoyed it. And I like when we got back home, I never stopped listening to. First, it was really Katamuke because it was like my introduction,
Mhm.
but then it developed. So this was my entry into electronic music, and I just really felt it so much. Like it was just deeply touching me on a layer which was completely new, and I just wanted to explore it. So I was starting to dive into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that led from that until you first got into DJing. And then you remember your first DJ gig?
Of course. Of course. Yeah. I mean, I never thought of DJing. Like,
No.
I never ever thought of it. This wasn't my plan. Like, not at all. I'm glad it happened. It enriched my life on a very big level. But yeah, it was actually 2017. And it was when I moved to Berlin in 2014. And then I was going out a lot. And I was always out with a friend. And this friend also joined me, or we were going together to some after hours. And then I was always sitting alone on the couch, preparing the waiting list on Spotify and just making the music on, like through the phone, just because I had some ideas what I would like to hear, and maybe the others would like it too. And then the people just really liked what I put. So I was just like I kept doing it a little bit antisocial, alone on the couch. But then my friend one day, she was just like, "Hey, Cecilia, I actually think you should do this." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And then she was like, "Yeah, like the people really like it. It's like really good." And then I was like, "I don't know." And then like another day she came with the request, or with the offer saying, "Hey, my friend, he has a festival in Leipzig, close to Leipzig, and you could play there. Do you want to play?"
Mm.
And then I accepted the challenge, and then I went to the music store, Just Music here in Berlin, and he explained me like 1 hour. He gave me an introduction, and then other friends helped me out and gave me helped me out learning the whole thing. And I had 3 months for learning it and preparing my set and myself, and yeah, that was it.
Okay. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
But it
So
wasn't techno back then. It was
it
deep
wasn't.
house. No, it was
Oh,
deep house, dub techno, and deep house.
okay.
Yeah.
So what's your You know, I won't say nothing like that because when I started off playing house. I didn't play techno. My first introduction was house, to be honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And somewhere along the line, I think you just kind of like, I wanted something different. I wanted something harder. Just I don't know. I wanted a different sound.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I made the switch. Not that I don't, because as of recently, I've been playing house, but kind of weird. But I I like to be able to go back and forth.
Yeah, same.
All dependence on like letting people know, like, yo, I do this, but I also do this, or you know what I mean. So I think it's kind of a special thing. But yeah, I actually started off playing house, so I can't really say like, you know, I was shocked because I get it, you know what I mean? But I didn't expect to hear that from you.
Plus, man, if you're good at mixing house and you'll be great at techno.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good that you do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. So obviously you did a good job because, as people may or may not know, you're also a resident at that club called Trezor.
Mm-hmm.
How? Yeah. So how did that come about? And tell me like your history with the club, what you like about it, and what makes Trezor stand out of all the other clubs in Berlin. Your opinion.
Okay, let's start with the last point because I really think Trezor is standing out in beautiful ways. And one of the things that comes to my mind is really how they do H&R. So the way they choose and train the team is so attentive, and also with so much care that all the people I know who work there, they really enjoy working there. You know, like there's always like a good mood. The door is always super friendly. I think whenever I leave the club, even when they didn't see me or something, and I see how they treat the guests, and it's always like connected to a hey, come home safe, or have a good day, or you know, like always like just very gentle. So I think this is a thing where they stand out, that they really care about the whole staff and the way they feel, but also how they treat the guests.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one thing, and the other thing is that I think you really get an original vibe down there. It's like there is really a rough, it's really a rough, wet, sweaty, wild atmosphere, and I love it. It's as an artist, I really would say it's for me maybe my favorite booth, definitely one of my favorite booths, because it's just fun and I let go. And I think there's not this thing of, okay, how do people really look, and do I get in, or you know, like it's less when you're down there. It's like it's really raw still, and I think this is outstanding. Great sound system, great technicians, great booth. As you can see, I'm really like an actual fan of the club from the perspective of an artist, 100%. And the curation I think is really good since a few years. Paul is doing such a good job. Very interesting combinations for both floors, Globus and Trezor, and so this is some props from my side. And then to the other question, my relationship started also with the curation of the new faces. I was a regular host, and I sometimes still am, but less dates per year. But this is how it started. Yeah,
it was cool because like my last trip was back in April, and I actually had the opportunity to play with Cecilia. She played before me, and also Julia Tuxedo Mask played too. So it was great because these are like two great people I like, and I was able to play with them, so it was actually cool. But like I told a couple of people that night, like Cecilia's like my new favorite DJ right now. So she killed it, and it was really, really good. I've never seen her play before, but just I've seen like videos and stuff like that. But just to actually witness it, you know, it was dope. Like she's in her zone, like there, like, dialed in and there, and it's like she's so smooth. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like some people, like you can see play, it don't seem natural sometimes. She's very natural. It's just flowing with it. So when she said like that's her place and she feels like that's her space and everything's raw, it totally is, man. And I actually seen it, and I was like highly impressed. And I was like, damn.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. It was bad, yo. I was like,
You
oh shit.
smashed it.
Yeah.
Yes, your collection was amazing. I actually wanted to hear like some, wanted to collect some of these.
Yeah. So it was a good time. I had a good time. Always have a time there, but I totally agree. Like I've played a whole bunch of places in Berlin, but like for me, Tresor is home. Um, I think this last time probably was like my 8th time playing there or something over the years. I don't know, but it's always cool, man. A good vibe, and I always love like the staff. I agree with you 1,000% on the staff because everybody's there, and like each time I come there, there's somebody new. So I will say that, but it's top notch how they care for the artist and things. Like I don't have to. It's there. I don't have to ask. You know what I mean? Or hey, can you do? Hey, we got you. What you need? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I give them. They're very professional. Very professional, and everything's like it's there and it's working. You know what I mean? And that's dope. And you don't find that in a lot of places, especially like a lot of other big name places that you would
Exactly.
think. You know, it's far from that. So
Oh,
I personally think Tresor is like, for me, it's probably the best club I've played at. So props out to Tresor
Yeah.
and everybody. You know what I mean? So I know I asked you about the new faces night, so it was very interesting because I see it all the time. But I know when I asked you, I didn't know that it's like people that are basically no name, like never been ever been found. And it's like you guys go out and find these people, so that's pretty dope too. So
I
yeah.
mean, it's yeah, I mean, it's not, they don't have to be no name, right? It's
Oh,
like
okay.
also okay if they already like had some, I don't know if they played at her maybe, and this is how they caught some attention from more clubs, or they had their first club gigs even. So this is completely fine. It's just like that they didn't play, for example, at Berghain yet, really, or are like already a Tresor. And then again, there's also exceptions, but like I think one golden rule really is that they don't play in clubs since longer than 5 years. This is like one,
Mm,
but it's okay if they already had some attention, and if they already played some nice yeah, shows.
hmm.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. It's a
Yeah,
great thing to do.
it is a great thing, and also it's going on for so long, and having this every Wednesday, and it's like for the young artists, it's always such a big step and a really nice like just experience, and so yeah, I think it's very valuable to support them in this way. Yeah.
yeah, I like that. That goes back to what we were talking about, the whole curation thing. That's your thing. That's definitely your thing.
It fits you like a glove then, that position.
Mm-hmm.
Works out great. You're curating, so there you can curate there and it works around, you make some people happy.
Yeah, I mean, like I would say nowadays it's really more curating, also conceptually, also connecting different art worlds. My focus is at the moment a lot also in, yeah, having an eye on museum spaces, for example, and bringing in their artists from the electronic music scene, but more in a let's say experimental, freer, expressive way. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
be like, or it. I'm not asking for club music, let's say. So I think the treasure curation is still like I'm super happy when I get the chance to still curate some events, but at the moment, really, it's more focused on own projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How often do you play other than just curating nights? How often do you play just as a DJ there?
maybe 4 times per year, 4 5 times around that, 4 times, I think. Yeah.
No, good resident. And what would you I want to say the big B, the big house, the big house, the big B. Because I'm sure you go to Bernheim sometimes, right? Just to
I do.
dance or
Yeah,
hang
I
out.
do.
And I mean, what would you kind of say? What is the big difference for you, experience wise of Trezor and Bernheim? Just
For
like if you
me,
had to go as not as a DJ at Trezor, but if you were just going to go, to hang out, meet friends, and socialize and dance. What is the big difference of Berghain Resort for you?
For me, there is pretty much big differences because for me, as an artist, but also as a visitor, as a visitor, I have more friends going to Berghain, so it's always just nice to hang out with them. And then also, I really enjoy the dance floor of Berghain, closing my, like really having a proper dance. For me, Berghain still is the place. So for me as a dancer, I would say, this is just my my choice. And also Panorama Bar, like the vibe. So I think it's very difficult to compare it. But as I mean, like there's different perspectives. As an artist, I feel more free and I've enjoyed it a lot in Tresor. And as a dancer, I really enjoy the vibe and the atmosphere and my friends and in Berghain and the sound system. Yeah. Pretty. I feel blessed to have this in the surrounding and be able to enjoy it when I want to. So I think this is a very big plus living here in this town.
That's what I was always telling people, like, don't you want to leave Warsaw and move to Berlin? No, I enjoy living in Warsaw, but I really enjoy having Berlin basically just down the road from me.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know that when I want to get out of here, I can go over there, have all my fun, socialize, link up with people.
Yeah.
But then I have to be more quiet. I can't be in the party scene all the time.
Yeah.
So
the last time you were sleeping, just a little reminder.
I want to blame Tim for that. I'm going to blame Tim Xavier for that one.
Right. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for bringing that up. I totally forgot about that.
I had that big bowl of fried rice before we went out, and that just did me in, man. And, them late shifts, I
get it.
If you're not DJing, it's hard to get up and go stand there at 5 a.m. because usually I'm already been sleep around that time. We've done my meditation and already been off to bed.
See, now I know how to get him. I got to throw him on the flyer. Then he thinks he's DJing and he'll show up. That's what it is.
I mean, I'm gonna lie to you. I had a couple of close calls even over here in Poland when can you play 4:30 to 7 or something? And oh, sure, man. And then in the hotel room, like, woke up 10 minutes before I hadn't already get there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I just felt, you lay down watching some movie. It's like 11. Oh, okay, I'll just lay my head down for a moment. But, called the taxi real quick, got in, went straight to the decks, and then just laid them out for that time. I mean, once I get in there and I hear the music, I hear that kick drum, I'm ready to go. Even if whether I was asleep or not, I can go ahead and perform. But it's just that time that's just it's a hard time. So sometimes I don't mind going first or earlier. And they're no, you should go when more people. Honestly, at this point, I'm like, I don't care really. I don't care if it's 3 people there or 150. I'm going to play the same. I'm going to always give 150% to whoever's there. And of course, if there's a lot of people there, it does affect you playing sometimes. Can have an effect on you because of the energy of the room. But I still think that those 3 or 5 people that's there still deserve to, have you at their best, no matter what. So, but no, it doesn't matter, man. It's just that day was just, I came down on, you were there before me.
Yeah,
I remember I came early in the morning. I had to get on a train, and Tim and I had ran around, did a bunch of things, and then we were just laying, and all of a sudden hey man, I feel really tired. I said, I do too, but we need to go,
So this is Tim Xavier's fault. Let's just put that on record. Tim, if you're watching this or you listening, it's your fault. I'll blame you. And that's what it is.
Tim up there playing video games right now.
Probably
He's back
is.
on the couch.
It's okay. It's okay. So we come from you DJing your first gig, becoming a resident at Tresor, and now you're kind of diving into this production thing. So I do know you recently had a release that came out a couple of weeks ago, which is dope. So everybody go check that out. It's really good. And you have some other things lined up that you're actually doing. So how did you start producing? What brought you to that point where you said, hey, you know what? I know I'm DJing, but I really want to start making my own music. So what was that transition?
So it was actually quite a, let's say, jump into the cold water transition. When I started DJing, I also was working as, like, next to my study, I was working as a waitress for 8 years in total.
Okay.
And then I realized I'm bored by this job. So if I'm able to make money from DJing and could maybe even replace this waitress thing, let's give it a shot. So I was getting really creative also to see how do I manage my career and how do I work as, like, also maybe one day for living. And so in my first years, I decided to work together with a friend, and he helped me a lot with like taking me to his studio. He had this super spaceship studio full of modular and synth, and like it was like all like pretty much hardware. And so we were producing my first EP together, and after that I was like, okay, this is the way I want to make music, all modular, all very original, all just like the cool stuff. So I had like super high expectations on my own creations, which I wanted then to do really on my own, and like thinking of, okay, maybe I don't need this help now. So but then I just stopped. I stopped because I put the barrier so high to have the approach, I only want to do modular, and then like the barrier was too high for me to really enjoy the process. So I didn't touch it almost, or just like here and there, I was renting out a synth from a friend, but I didn't really get into it, let's say, for another 2 years. And then I had a friend who was really just seeing my interest and my genuine, like, let's say, longing for learning again at some point. And he was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to teach you. So I had my music production angel, and I like to call him this way because he really offered a lot of time, his gear, his his knowledge to teach me how to find my own approach to music production. And he was like, we were meeting for half a year on a weekly basis for several hours, and I found a really nice own approach to it, working with the DJ, like with the DJ mixer in the center, the Allen and Heath, which made me connecting more dots in the sense of bringing the sounds in, like what I do when I'm DJing, just like having elements and playing with it. So it was, so I had this process, and then I really could do it on my own. And then this is now maybe 3-4 years ago. And since then I'm on it. And now what changed is that I'm now more really focusing on playing live. So coming also, like, I mean, music production is still a thing, obviously, also tracks and so on, but playing live and opening even more up creatively, not thinking in genre, not thinking in any places where I want to play it, but really experimenting and playing, like improvising and so on. So this is now like a new thing. So I found another territory, let's say, to explore. Yeah.
Okay.
which is
So
what I did tonight, actually, also just
yeah,
now before our talk.
yeah. So you said this thing you want to start playing live. So I do know for a fact, and maybe you can touch on this. You have a few projects you have going on. One with I can't pronounce his last name, but Philippe,
Yeah,
the ambient explorations, and another with uh, Cat Davids. Is
exactly.
that
Yeah.
correct? Can you tell
Exactly.
us a little bit about those?
Yes. So first, it started with Cat Davids. We had our debut last year at Nacht Digital, which is a nice festival close to Leipzig. And there we were bringing in our own productions, combining them, and playing it live. So this was our first, collaborative live set. And since then, we definitely want to work further on it. We are now developing a new live set, which is more based in electronica, a few less beats. I also don't want to put it into boxes now because it's still in a process.
Mm-hmm.
But as references, we always have, like, when we hear it, we are more thinking of, more electronica artists. And I don't know, for example, Birds of Canada or Fortet,
Okay.
or so a bit more experimental. So this is something that I really enjoy. She's also one of my best friends, so it's like a very intimate, explorative, open space we're entering in together. And then Philipp Priebe, I met through her. And we are also kind of very free and more ambient-ish, dub techno with a lot of voices. I just implemented a lot of recordings that I got sent via Instagram about the theme transitions, which is a topic what I'm working in university in right now. And so, it's both very explorative and more leaned back, let's say, what you usually know from me as a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between the two projects, is it a big difference between the two? I think you said one's more ambient, correct? Or
Yeah, I think there is a difference between them because with Kat, we're really, when we work together, we sit together for several days and we really take a lot of time for putting the things together, recording the things together. So everything in this set we are working on right now is like recorded like together. So it's all very collaborative and it's very deep and we play around with several ways of recording, field recordings, with several microphones, with our own voices. We're going into also a very let's say emotional states actively, in the sense opening up topics, giving clear intentions for our live set. And with Philip, it's more like I bring my part, he brings his part, and we see what's coming out. So
okay.
and there it's really pretty much dub techno. This is more clear, ambient and dub techno. And the other is like going from electronica to something very scenery, like film music almost, in like to techno. So that's the difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Very good.
Yeah. It's like a nice little. Like, what's your style?
My style.
What's your style as far as like the music you make? Because like for your not collab, but for you, like, because
For me,
I've heard you play. I like what you play. It's not. It can be hard, but it's not. It's like a lot of. It's like a lot of things come together and build up. So it's not like you might have your DJ that plays just banging techno all the time, but yours is a nice mix. Back to the curation theme, you know what I mean? That's what it is, you know what I mean? So, and I listen to like your stuff, like the new. Well, yeah, let's go that way. Tell us, Secrets EP, the new release. So, how did that come about, and what do you think? What do you think the sound of that is compared to everything else you've done?
I think it's actually a very good snapshot of several moods I'm diving into, and it's I would say again, it is techno, but it's more like lean back techno. And it's very also more, let's say, emotional techno with all the synth lines I'm using. And so I would say this is really an emotional snapshot of an acoustic, auditive emotional snapshot of my year 2025, I would say. Going through different phases in my life. The thing is, when I'm producing music, I never have a goal. This is something I really want to keep open as a playground. It's a playground, and I let out what comes out. And this can sound so differently. But then again, accumulated, you listen back and you hear the red line, you hear a certain mood, which is also recognizable. So I think there is still a signature sound, but the range is not like rooted in, let's say, Detroit techno or minimal or dub, So I really enjoy playing around with all kinds of elements and styles and instruments. So I think, yeah, but if I would put it into words, if you want me to put it into words, is it what you want?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I would put it into words, I would say it's pretty much deep, atmospheric, still minimalistic, playful, hints of playfulness, techno. This is my style. And yeah.
So like yourself, as an individual, you seem to be very deep, and all these different elements, all these different mixtures make yourself, and it seems to be the same with your music style. And I like what you said, that hey, it's a playground, let's see what happens, let's just go in there and make something. That's kind of basically how Myles and I work too, just turning things on and sees what happens that day. Because if you didn't show up that day, somebody else would have got that sound if they would have showed up that day. But that sound, that particular sound, has chosen you. But to hear you say it, put it in those words, it seems to suit you. That's what I'm picking up from you as an individual, even when we first talked. Because my kind of introduction to you was, there was this video about you, and you were a few tracks that you selected, I think, for a mix. And it was actually Terrence Dixon, because I saw him, he liked something, he made a comment, and then I said, oh, okay, someone was liking the Psalm track I did, a long time ago. And then you were talking about it, and I said, okay. So then I had to do my check. Who is this person? And oh, okay, she looks pretty cool. And then we just got in contact from there. And I remember from the first meeting, sitting outside at the, where was we sitting outside?
Ostkreuz. We were meeting at Ostkreuz in the Späti.
Outside at night in the cold.
Yes.
But it was still
true.
It was still, no, it was a great, I just picked that up from you. Okay.
It was a nice conversation,
not a fake person. Like not a flaky fake person like a lot of people I meet over there. You seem genuine and real, so I appreciated that, and I appreciate you for the support of the Psalm track.
100%. Yeah, both of you. I mean, I'm a big fan. This is like how I know you, because I reached out to you, Myles. No, like I think I reached out to you just
SoundCloud.
Yeah, either SoundCloud or Insta. I don't know. And just like when I'm really into, or when I'm discovering a new artist where I feel like I'm just so glad that I'm getting to know this music, I also feel like sharing it. Because there's like a genuine fan listening through the whole library. And I just like to share my my interest into the music and into the person, at appreciating the music. And but I do remember our first meeting, and it was nice. And I think what you just said about this being so having so many different interests, and then also about the style and so on, sometimes it also makes me a little insecure, in the sense that it's also not so easy to be understood by the audience with it. It's not the easy way to place me, maybe sometimes, or not the, so sometimes I'm also like, it feels like a risk, but then again, I there's no way of not expressing this. It's
But see, that's a good thing, like not being like pigeonholed. You know what I mean? Like, well, you just said that, it's kind of crazy because people not knowing where to place you. I think that's a great thing, that people don't know where to place you. You know what I mean? Because you're capable of doing anything you want, and who knows? Like you said, this the possibilities are endless because you're not placed in this box. Like, oh well, she does this and that's it. You know what I mean? That's a good thing, and I think a lot of people don't kind of recognize that it's kind of be good not to be able to fit into something. You know what I mean? Like, you got your own thing, and I think that's a great thing. I think we all here got our own thing. You know what I mean? Unlike most people, other artists that I see, it's like, hey, well, they only do this, or they only fit in this box, or and I think it can be a limitation at times. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I think that's a great thing that, I'm glad you said that, because I don't think I would want you in any other box, or, you know what I mean? Because it's not who you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think as an artist, hell, like Justin Timberlake, you know what I mean? He's the NC guy.
But this is 16 years ago.
But if you look at that as an example, he's known for NSYNC and what he does.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's been in that box, and he's compressed in that box. And I don't care what he does because he didn't set that standard or whatever. He's always going to be remembered as that. He could do a country album next week and nobody's going to pay attention to it, because you're the guy with the boys, and go do whatever his song. I don't know NSYNC songs, but whatever that's what it was, and that's how it's always going to be known. He's trapped in that box, and I think it's a great thing not to be in that box. So, yeah, personally. And what else I got? You got any questions for us?
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about your would you say, I mean, musically, I would also say you're pretty much diverse, no? Like the sound, like now I'm thinking of Myles, because like I get regularly also like your promo and so on. And I would also say you're not really able, like I couldn't put you in any box, to be honest.
I don't think so, because I don't, like I said, like the whole being a fluid thing, like when you said earlier, like I don't say either. I don't know what I'm going to make.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing. I do have my range, but what comes out of that, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think we all got our similar, like, for instance, I always say this, and this is dead truth. I know a D-KNOX track any time I hear something. There's a few things that's there. It could be far left, the stuff he's never done before. Like, it kind of shocked me, like, because I know the first time I heard Dino, actually, the house stuff you were putting out for a while. I was like, damn, this is Dino. Because I don't know Dino making house like that, especially with the vocals and stuff. And it was dope. But then when I sit back and listen, like really sit down and listen, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. I can hear it. You know what I mean? So I think that's a dope thing. Like, he could do something completely different, but if I sit down and listen to it, I know some elements. I know some nuances that's Donnell, and that's his signature. Yeah. The same with you. If I sit down and listen more and more, oh, that's the shit. I know that anywhere. You know what I mean? Just either by a sound or how things are structured, or just the simply like the energy and the feeling from it. I can hear it. You know what I mean? So I think that's that. And as far as me, like, I don't think I'm in a box. I have my range, and I'm either going to do this or that. And I really think about that when I'm actually kind of making stuff, because for a while I was in a position where I was making stuff that sounded similar. But I think like I gotta change this up, or I gotta, But it's just you kind of go what you know. But after a while, it's like, oh, you transition and you grow. You know what I mean? So I think that's that. Like my next couple of things, I'm really like I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So like my next big project that I'm trying to do, I've never had like an official album. That's what for next my next. I'm gonna do one more MS release, and after that, Carter City's got his own thing, and that's all lined up. But after that, I'm actually sitting down. That's my next. I got a concept, and with me, I have to start with a concept. So I have a concept, and I'm gonna sit down and make a damn album for next year. So that's my plan. But in that, I'm trying to learn like a lot of new stuff. You know what I mean? Like I know you guys both use Ableton. I haven't touched it. I haven't. So I'm gonna try to learn from you and whoever to try to experiment with that. Maybe that'll bring something else. Or I got some other gear that I actually have here that I forgot how to use. So I haven't used it forever. Or trying different things to come up with something different. And I think that's why I'm gonna spend most of my time to try to do something different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To go back to I'm not talking blah, blah. But yeah, I don't find myself. I don't think I'm like that. I hope not. If I am, let me know. But I try not to think that I'm in a box. I don't know about what do you think, D? You in a box?
I think because of the name, I am. Because I think that just D-KNOX and people, oh, he's Kalamazoo, and then there's Jay Denham, his cousin. They started to do that. So even if I try to make something that's totally different, I would have to really go under a different name, which I have. But somebody always figures out, oh, that's D or that's Donald, because that unfortunately that's what the name does. If you put out records long enough and people know you under that name, they're going to naturally put you in a box. So you're in that box then. But as far as creating the music, I like you said, I just turn things on and see what happens. They tend to get back to that kind of sound that I'm used to because I tend to do the same things, and work in the same way, whether it's on an iPad or Ableton or on gear, or something. So, but yeah, the name tends to put you in that box. So I think sometimes coming up with a different name can get you out of it. Like, I might go by Spirit Man or Last Generation or Groove Man, or just something else completely. But early is funny enough we're talking about this because I was watching a Zaytoven video on YouTube, and he was saying the same thing. He said that as a producer, when he makes hip hop beats for people, he tries to go far left or right, and most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're like, "But wait, I want the beat that sounds like, this or that, or Gucci Mane or something, that type of beat, Lex Luger. What is this?" So he ends up making what he always makes because they've already put him in that box. So even we don't have these things where we're not trying to be in the box because we want to just do it dolo freestyle. People tend to put us in the box. So it's, I mean, yeah, I would rather not be in the box, obviously, but sometimes it works. You can, and doing things different. This is why I decided to start doing house stuff because, like when you were talking about earlier, doing like mixing house or techno. I started in a house too, basically, really. And I tell anybody, if you don't like house music, what's wrong with you? Especially if you're in the techno, you got to be kidding me. There's no way you can just say I like techno and not house. But I thought about making some house just so I could reach the different people. So I said, let me do something different, see if I can get some other people that wouldn't even know about me because they're only strictly listening to house or they're in that world. And it did happen. I didn't know you were doing this techno stuff. Yeah, I can do house or techno. I can DJ house or techno, equally the same. Live sets too, if anybody's out there listening. So, yeah, man. unfortunately, yes, part of you is in the box, but your free mind isn't in the box when it comes to working, because you don't know what you're going to make when you turn the stuff on. You just hear something and, oh, that sounds good. Let me go ahead and capture that. Now, Myles, I will give you a tip for Ableton. You don't have to make tracks on the arrangement page and just try to put it together like a puzzle, like a mouse. If you are going to do that, listen to some of your own tracks, create a MIDI file, and just kind of type in where you were doing things, and then you have it right there. So you have a blueprint every time. You can just set your bars to 8 bars and just be faster to place things. Personally, I'd rather just have it on the other side and hit record and just freestyle. Even, okay, I'll tell you an example of the remix I just did for your boy. I basically just hit record and used the mouse and did it freehand just to give it some real live energy, other than just clicking and putting a block here or there. Unless I would really want to fine tune editing, arrangement is great, but you can still work the way you work with Ableton, is what I'm saying, even inside the box without gear, just hitting record and just randomly turning things on and off, hitting play, randomly playing things. Happy accidents are good because you can always edit it later, but that could be a fast way for you to make tracks quick.
Okay. Well, I'm sure when I get to that point, I'll be hitting both of you up for sure.
It's not hard. It's not hard, bro. It's really simple. I mean, Logic that'll blow your mind off. If you learn Logic, then it's a lot of little, you need to be in that program. But live is like, once you'll have that moment. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Suddenly I'm more creative than I have been in a long time. Wow. That's what you'll start to have in live.
Okay.
And then you'll figure out,
Oh, go ahead.
Then you'll need to figure out how to make it sound like you and not sound like the Berlin dudes at Ableton that made Ableton, because they're giving you a blank slate. Everybody that's listening is just a blank slate. Just look at it like that. You need to set up Ableton like you would set up your own hardware studio. That is the big tip. Don't just turn it on and rely on them. Look at it as, this is an empty room. How would I set up my home studio? I'm going to do it in Ableton.
Right.
Then you're more free. Lots of saturation, overdrives, distortions, tape noise sounds. This can get you some of the hardware sounds. If you want to sound like you're on hardware, bit depth. There's things you can do with numbers, guys, in there. All on your lap.
Yeah. Cecilia, do you think living in Berlin has shaped your sound? Like, if you didn't live there, if you've lived somewhere else, would you think your sound would be different?
1,000,000%. Yeah, I wouldn't be a DJ if I wouldn't live here. I don't think so. Like, it wouldn't have happened. Like, I didn't have it on my radar. My interest in, like, I was always interested in music, but I didn't think of working in it. So I think at some point I would have maybe found my way into music, but I don't know if as a DJ, for example. So yeah, it definitely shaped my sound, and it still is. Like, even today, on this ambient event where I was playing, like, the artists before me and after me were both like having such a nice selection or playing live that I'm really, it's like it's happening so quick that, and kind of subconscious, let's say, but then again, it's definitely leaving an imprint, sort of, like, it's definitely leaving its traces. And either I go back and check, like, the track ID, or I speak to them. So it's like, yeah, so it's actually an easy answer. Yeah.
So for you, it's good to live in Berlin.
Yeah, I think music-wise, yes, it is.
And if you had to live somewhere else, where would it be?
I mean, I'm at the moment checking places. Like I'm
Uh-oh.
living here since 12 years, and in like music wise, it is good for me. But then there's so many other aspects in my life that I feel I'm not the yeah, it's not my city anymore. Maybe in several aspects.
Okay.
Just recognizing every time coming back from a bigger travel, or even from a like south of Germany or something, like after a while I just don't feel so good anymore being here. Like my mood really changes, and yeah, so at the moment, yeah, I'm checking different places. I couldn't tell you now one place, to be honest, but I love Porto in Portugal. But then again, there's like the whole moving to Portugal, and there's like it's so crazy what is happening in Lisbon with the
Hmm.
rent, gentrification, and so I don't know if I wanna. For me, it doesn't have to be Portugal. I'm just seeing what's happening, and I don't know if I want to contribute in this sense. So I'm still checking. Also, other places. I feel very good in south of Germany somehow. I don't know if I could live there, but um, there's like usually I want mountains is my first thing I look out for. Mountains. I love
Hmm.
hiking. I love being outdoors, and I love the sea too. So best would be somewhere close to the nature, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people talk about going over there to Lisbon, even Zach.
You're like the fourth
Like,
person within the
yeah,
past couple of
It's
months.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, many people already moved there. It's not like for
yeah.
I know a lot of people already moved there. All of them moved to Lisbon or close to Lisbon, let's say. And but also I know people who just left Lisbon because when they got there 4 years ago, they paid like 400 euro rent or 450, and now it's by 1,100 for the same fucking room. So it's like,
Mhm.
imagine this rent for this person, but then being a Portuguese with the Portuguese income, it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. There were a few people. Yeah, well, I'm going there. It said the same thing as you said, that they didn't feel Berlin was for them anymore, so they decided to go there. And then all four of them said the same thing to me. Man, I'm glad you didn't listen to me and move over here a long time ago. I'm glad you stayed in Poland. Because
Mm.
like a long time ago when I first started living here, I had an option to live other places. Berlin was one of them. And I don't know, I got over here and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna try to do something different. Everybody's going over there. Everybody from Detroit, Chicago, they going to Berlin. I'm gonna stay over here because there's an airport here. I can still get to stuff. Then for like 2 years, I just played basically in Poland because I started getting lazy because I said it's the same money. I'm going to get paid the same anyway. So I was just going around the whole country playing little villages, little towns. And then still, I was always pondering, maybe I'll go ahead either Berlin or Munich because I was real cool with those Disco B guys, Upstart and all them. And it just still never happened. Like, it seemed like Warsaw just kept, every time I try to leave or something, just kept driving me. Something new would come, or it get more American in a little bit, or just things got easier. And I just stayed. And I said, okay, I had Berlin down the road, so I can just go there and do what I need to do and get out. But yeah, so when I'm hearing you say that and other people, it's interesting because those four people said the same thing you just said, that they didn't feel like it's the place and they wanted to go, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also realized for the longer part of my life, I was like, I never had a thing of being alone. I was traveling alone a lot since I'm 16. I I always enjoyed my own company, let's say. Of course, also with friends, but yeah. And I think a few years back, I would have thought, yeah, maybe I moved to this and that. Like I was thinking in me. I wasn't thinking in me and my friends or me and my partner or me and my family. I was like, I do my thing. But I'm more and more also realizing that my my friends and family is something that I really would love to have close. And this sounds like the most natural thing for maybe most of you all, but for me it's like really like, let's say, a situation that changed. So I'm also not that much into, okay, I'm just going to move there alone and be there forever. So I'm thinking of options where I can still be, here and there, or combine things, or even taking taking a group of people with me, or initiating some sort of collective living. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. And I also think we're in a situation where it feels uncomfortable, maybe wherever you are. So, and being here in Berlin maybe makes it even stronger because you don't have the nature which is grounding you. You don't, maybe there's like some elements lacking, which could make you feel more calm, or restful, let's say. But at the same time, I think it's also kind of a global experience, which is, maybe a little bit destabilizing, a feeling of destabilizing. And I think, I don't know if moving out of this town will, solve the things that I think it might
Okay.
will. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Berlin's got his specific energy, as you
Yeah.
said. Like, I think as humans, we come from the nature, and you do need natural things around you as well, just to make you whole and complete and relaxed
Yeah.
as well. You would think Berlin is relaxing because it's the total music techno capital or whatever, but I know I also see the dark sides of it too. I see the good sides of it, but I'm not blind to the other side of Berlin as well, and people involved, and people's intentions
Yeah.
while being there. And as I said, for me, it's a nice come in, party, talk to my friends, socialize, go to the rec store. But I know that I know myself, I cannot live in the middle of the party all the time, or the atmosphere. I have to get out and escape. But it was the same in Kalamazoo because, we often go to Detroit and Chicago because it's so close. But I had told myself I would rather live in Kalamazoo and just go to Chicago or Detroit to party, go to the record store, do my thing, but make music in Kalamazoo, in the smaller
Yeah.
town.
That's true. Very true.
But I hope you will find, a good place. If you will leave Berlin, I hope it will be somewhere where okay, guys, I found my spot.
I
Because
mean,
if you do, Myles and I gonna come over there. You gotta be cooking for us.
Trying to check that curry out, man.
The sweet potato curry.
The sweet potato curry.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
I think like there's also, for at the moment, I'm also, at the one hand, I am checking places, but then again, I'm also making sure that, for example, I fix certain dates in the year for my hiking trails, like for my hiking, let's say, vacation, So a few years back, I wouldn't do it because I would keep the weekends open to be able to accept the gigs, or, so there's also kind of a movement in prioritizing some things. And being in nature is one of them, being with family is one of them. So I'm in changing the place might be helpful, but then maybe also this will already help just making sure that my other needs are fulfilled and that I leave the city more often. And then maybe it's actually a different feeling living here.
Right. Strong sister, of course, from Mr. Roberto. That's just true. Very true.
Oh, now I get it. It's people commenting it. I
Yeah.
thought you were sharing links of
No.
friends' podcast.
No. I got some questions. A couple of people hit back. Samuel hit us up a few times. We were talking about DJing and stuff. And when we talked about your sound, he asked, was it a tranny scene Blake Baxter played very laid back house and set in Globus? I think we were talking about more when we're talking about playing more like kind of this feeling that he's saying. A couple of people. We get people to comment, you know.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you one last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
me personally or Dano?
Both of you. Both
Okay.
of you. So you're both coming from the US, and I mean, techno's roots are in the US. So I was looking for artists. I was thinking of Detroit-based artists who would produce music nowadays, techno, that because I wanted to play some more, let's say, techno rooted in the home of techno. And then I was kind of asking around some people, and this is also how I got like some suggestions from you. So you were suggested by friends to me because I was like looking for black techno producer from the US. And now I'm pretty glad that we met, and I really admire your work. And at the same time, I'm also wondering, how do you feel community is, in your case or in the case of your friends or colleagues, a thing? Like, do you enjoy working in groups, and do you present yourself in groups, or is it more what young people do, or do the people, the music producer and maybe also promoter, let's say in Detroit or where you live, Flint, or closer to you, or I mean, Donna, you live now in Poland, but still, I'm sure you still have a link. So my question would be, what role does community play in the scene in the US, in the techno scene in the US? Is it like how do you see it?
You want to go first, D?
It's kind of like black African American towns. Like, I don't really see black communities. I kind of just see black people in towns. So even with this, I would say, from what I see in Detroit, it seems like there's a community of some Detroit people, and it is kind of shaping things there, and things are happening around their communities. But like, if you try to go around the whole state of Michigan, then it's not a community of this thing in like Kalamazoo, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Battle Creek, wherever else people are making music. I just kind of see it more Detroitish. And sometimes if you weren't born in Detroit, then you're not in that community per se. And sometimes it's weird because when you're not born in that city, sometimes people put you in that community. You didn't put yourself there, but other people put you into this community in Detroit. But it seems to be when it's convenient to that community to put you in that community, for example. But if it's not convenient for that community, then your name is not. Then you're not part of that community. Now you're West Michigan, for example. So yes, to answer your question, I do see the community of Detroit doing fine and good because Detroit, and that's it. It works for that. But as far as like the whole thing in Michigan, no, I don't see a music community there. I just see different groups and organizations.
Mm-hmm.
For example,
yeah,
so.
I would have to agree. I think certain places got their own little niche and things that are happening. Like Grand Rapids, for instance, they got something going on, but it's not. Or Kalamazoo or West. And if you speaking of Michigan specifically, Detroit is its own thing. And when you talk about techno or any dance music or anything like that, it's Detroit. It's very rare that anything comes on our side. We're on the completely opposite opposite side of the state. And to be honest, like what D kind of said, like if you're not from Detroit, you're not. That's it. You know what I mean? It's almost like I've always felt like for a while, like now, like I'll say now, like I'm getting a little love from different people from Detroit, but coming up, it was like, well, you're not from Detroit. You know, it didn't matter. We went to Detroit a lot for parties and this and that. That's where everything was going on. But it still was, you're not from Detroit. And I've been in situations where I've felt that, and it's been specifically pointed out to me, you're not from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time, I've always had this love-hate thing with Detroit. I didn't want to go to Detroit. I didn't care about it, and I getting booked in Detroit. And because I'm not in Detroit. I'm not going to say I'm from Detroit. There's a lot of people out here that claim Detroit who ain't from Detroit. I would never do that. I'll stand where my town. I was actually born in Flint. I was born in Flint, Michigan. And I think around I was like 2 or 3 years old, my mom moved to Grand Rapids. So my life is growing up in Grand Rapids. I'm back here now, but I was born here. I grew up in Grand Rapids. And that being said, I'm from Grand Rapids. You know, I'm not going to say I'm from Detroit because I'm not. And nor would I claim it, but people do claim it. But like D said, when it's convenient, oh yeah, he's from Detroit. You know what I mean? Or it's been this thing, and I'll actually find, like, you know, not everybody, but Detroit people stick with Detroit people. And because of that, how I made myself known, like I remember meeting people after the fact that how did you get here? You're not from Detroit. No, I'm not. But I had to, because of that, it made me find, and I think Donnell, I can speak for Jay's a little different, but he's still, you know, we found our own niche. We found our own way. We created our own sound. We represented our own self. We didn't have help. You know what I mean? There was not this Detroit add-on. No, it was never that. So I've always felt kind of weird about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think if I, like, career-wise, if I was from Detroit, I would probably be bigger than I am now. But for me not claiming that, and for me to do what I've done, I think I've done pretty well. Not as much as I wanted to be, but I can say, hey, I did do something. I did it on my own, you know what I mean? It was no help. I didn't have to attach a city to do this. But going back, that's just my personal journey, you know what I mean? But going back to the community thing, I don't really think there's a community as you think. I think you guys, like the Berlin thing especially, you guys got community. Like, everybody's there, they're doing their thing, they're doing their own thing, or they're doing their things, and people latch on to that. Hey, how can I be a part of that? Or let's go support Cecilia or whoever else might be, because they're doing cool things and it helps bring everything else together. I think over here, how are they doing that? You know what I mean? Why are they doing that? I'm not helping them. It's like, it's, and I keep going, I hate using that word, but the gatekeeper thing.
Yeah.
You know, I see that. I still see it. And it's not just Detroit, it's in other scenes. There's this whole thing, like, and I've always looked like, I tell a couple of my friends, like, who are doing music from Grand Rapids, it's the fishbowl. Do you want to be in the fishbowl, or rather you want to be in the ocean? Because you can be the big fish in the fishbowl, but you're not expanding nowhere else. You're going to get too big for the fishbowl, and that's all you're not going any further. You know what I mean? So with me, myself, I never thought of myself being in this thing. Like, I actually got known from Europe. People finding me in Europe and wanted to know, well, who are you? And you're not from, or this and that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I did it. And I'm kind of glad things happened for me that way. Yeah, it sucked not playing movement. I've never played movement ever. I've never been invited to play movement, or even thought of or looked at to play movement. But at the same time, I look at the people who play movement, and no hate or no disrespect to anybody like that. I see the same people. And to be honest, I see more people from Europe that I've actually played with or have some type of relationship with than the people I see. You know what I mean? Or it's the same people that play every year. So
Yeah.
not playing movement, yeah, it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I can say, well, I've been playing movement, but I'm in Berlin every year. I've played Bergheim twice. I've played Tresor 8 times. I've been playing at who knows, you know what I mean? Rex Club, and I've done a lot. And then I go back and look like, well, I'm not in that fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's to me, there's great people here. There's great people doing things.
I mean,
Um,
with your label, aren't you kind of founding a community? You're like
um,
supporting,
to,
you're
to
supporting
be
artists.
honest, I've there's a few people. To be honest, people on my labels now. In all honesty, they're my friends. You know what I mean? And with whether they live overseas or we just met or whatever, they're usually my friends. You know what I mean? And that's for me. And maybe that's my thing. You know what I mean? I find it easier working with friends. We
Mm-hmm.
help each other out. Vice versa. Like if D asks me to do something, if I can do it, I can do it. And vice versa. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking any of that stuff because we're friends, and this is what happens. So in that sense, yeah, I can say that. I can say my community is basically my friends. The people I usually work with musically are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But overall, I mean, and that's another thing. I know I'm talking a lot, so I'm gonna just shut my mouth in a second. But um, I think that's me. Like my friendships, like especially music friendships. I music was the vehicle that allowed me to meet you. If I didn't do music, I probably wouldn't be in Berlin. If I was in Berlin, I probably never met you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the vehicle how I meet people or music people. And most of my music friends, there's a few that are not, but we're actually friends. I'm hitting them up weekly, every week, at least a month. Hey, what's up? What's going on? And we're not talking about music. You know what I mean? So that's what music's done for me, and that's what I tend to do. I don't know.
Now going back to Detroit, now I do now most of those music people I am friends with in Detroit, from Banks to May to everybody, but as I said, there's no community, but I am friends with those guys. But they knew that okay, this is Jay Denham's cousin. He don't really need nothing from us. He's doing his own thing. I would have to say Dan Curtin from Cleveland, Ohio, actually helped me out a lot back in the days by giving me the contact to the pressing plant and the guy to get the records master, which was Ron, rest in peace, back in the day. So all that came from him. And he's not from Detroit, but yet I knew all those guys in Detroit. Even if I go down there now, I can go down there and hang out with everybody in Detroit because I know everybody there. But I kind of like, though, that I was able to do my own thing, from my own hands and money from myself, not even from my family. And just the first record just went just like that overnight. And from there, it just didn't stop. Now, I still have some of them as, well, yeah, they're still friends, but we don't really talk like this or that. And they're not going to, hey, man, come in and do this or that. But like, for example, Myles and I, we've known each other a long time. So we're always going to look out for each other and help each other out, whenever we can and other people. But yeah, it's like just the little small Detroit community.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but also the way I saw you here in Berlin, this is already a little community. Maybe we there's also a bit of different definitions of community, but I do hear you. It's like where you're living and the way you build everything. It's really a lot of individual, let's say, input, and then still supporting each other. That's great. You got my support, and I
Of course.
already reached, and I already reached out to. I mean, we like to some for some collaborations and stuff, and heard some directly nice feedback. So that's great. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you. Yeah.
Thanks for being my friend. Of course, Roberto. Thank you for being ours.
Roberto's like a brother. I've known Roberto so
It's big
long. Yeah, for a long when my cousin Jay was still living there in Munich. That's when I first met Roberto, way back when. That's probably when I was thinking I was gonna move to Munich too, but at the time. But then I thought about it's kind of expensive down here, so maybe not. But I always liked Munich. It's not Berlin, but I did like it.
Yeah.
Like she said, south of Germany. I like it too.
Yeah. All right, Miss Tosh. Let's see. So,
yes.
wrapping it up.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present, brother.
That's right. So, what you got coming in the works? What's happening? What's the next? Oh, I know you got this gig coming up. So, tell me about this Robert Hood invites thing. What's this?
I mean, Trezor has these, the nights, the club nights, which are curated by individual artists. And yeah, I'm crazy looking forward to this one, to sharing the night with Robert Hood and Nine, I think.
Good old Rob. Rob.
Yeah. You should come. Let me
I wish I could come. Unfortunately, my job dictates that I'm not.
Yeah. No, this is like July 18th for our people here in Europe or Berlin. Would be a pleasure to see you. Yeah. And apart from that, really some live shows more. Now next Friday I'm playing in Alte Münze. It's more performance, let's say. It's actually a guided meditation with own sounds and recording. And I never did it. It's an experiment again.
Okay.
But yeah, this is happening on Friday in an exhibition opening. Also, feel free to come, everyone in Berlin. We start at 6 p.m. And apart from that, really my focus at the moment is on music production, some like 2 releases I'm working on, but also finalizing my master degree, where I tomorrow hand in my proposal for my thesis. So this is another, when this is over, this is, another chapter will begin.
Great.
Yeah. Awesome. And Open Ground. I'm going to see the first time the club Open Ground by the end of the month, which is nice. I've never been. Have you heard of it?
No, but I will check it out.
Okay, so Open Ground is, let's say, still quite a new club in Wuppertal, which is in west of Germany. And it's co-founded by one of the founder of Hardwax. I think it's Ernesto, but I would have to see. And so they really, really, really put a lot of effort into the sound system. So people keep telling me, oh my God, it's like you're playing in a music studio. So the sound is supposed to be the best sound you can get in Germany. At least people love it. And they really pay a lot of attention in the detail. They have a beautiful booking. They support a lot the local community, also like in the west of Germany. And so I'm very, very excited to play for the first time.
Good.
Takeover from Brutalism, which is a befriended collective from Cologne.
That's cool. Okay. That's cool. Doing a lot. Curating. That's the theme of this episode. I should have named it Curation. But it's curating. So yeah. All right. So Cecilia, we're gonna keep you on when we clean this up right now. So, but yeah, everybody do due diligence and please check out Cecilia Tosh on all her adventures, her hiking trips, her tagging things, her music, her events, all that. There's a link in the description for this video. We're going to add some later on the Facebook page and some other things for the various things that she's actually doing, especially the thing with the Africa.
Growing OGs. Yes. Bewu. Yeah.
Last minute comment. Jealous.
What? Jealous?
Of what? Why are you jealous, man? Come on, bro. We ought to say.
You know what? He needs to put us on his show.
I know.
He should be interviewing us as many times he comes
right?
on us.
Exactly.
Yeah. He comes on here sometimes asking questions. So, brother man, invite
Mr.
us.
Man.
Yeah. Come on.
He said, let's collab. Oh, I will see that. And he also says that Cecilia is on fire. So, yeah. It's pretty good.
It was a pleasure meeting you. It's Roberto, you're the one. We were all together in Berlin, no?
Yeah, at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
have a nice picture still. My phone got developed.
I think I got it. I got it actually. Some kind of
Somebody got to repost it again on Instagram, the story or something. Tag everybody in it again.
Yeah. I will do it.
What did he say?
But thank you so much for having me and for also running this podcast. I think this is a beautiful thing to do, and I think you're also already, by doing this podcast, you are building a community, even if it's online. So it's like it's also sharing knowledge is a big part of being in a community, right? And this is what you also do. And so thank you for that. And I'm glad I could be part, and I'm glad.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Yeah.
For sure. We love it. And you're welcome back anytime as another guest or co-host or whatever. We open door, love. Open door.
Amazing.
So stay with us. So let's clear it up a little bit. So if you like what you've seen today, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. We greatly appreciate it. If you liked it, let us know you liked it. Hit that button. Of course, I don't know why you wouldn't want to see us, especially today in this episode. But if you don't, we're available for you to listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. While you're there, subscribe to the platform there. You can also follow us on Instagram, MS Live with D-KNOX, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MS Live with D-KNOX. The man behind the scenes is actually here in the chat talking mad crap. That's Roberto Ingram. So all the email that you get will eventually go to him to reply, sort out, or whatever. I don't know. We don't pay him. So I don't know what he's going to do. But just in case, we still like to get emails from you. Let us know how we're doing. Any improvements you want to see. Any wonderful guests like Ms. Tosh that we should try to get on the show. Let us know what you want. And email us mslive@dknox@gmail.com. Earlier, you can also support the show. PayPal, hit that QR code in the corner. Any donations possible that you can do is greatly appreciated. We are also available for booking through Position 2 Bookings, which is my quote-unquote booking agency. There's me right there. Check me out. Donnell's there. A couple other people. Check out the site. Position 2 Bookings, www.position2bookings.com, or you can email us at info@position2 with a 2 bookings.com. Since you're on the internet, head over there to Sonic Mind, Donnell's label, and hit that Bandcamp page. Check out the various releases he has going on. Anything new up there, D?
Not as lately, but thanks to those that have been buying all the stuff that's up there now, because every day it's been bling, 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 cha-ching.
There you go. Ching. That's the sound effect. Ching. But we really appreciate everything helps. So go check them out. Sonic Mind Records on Bandcamp. It's there. I also have a podcast that I do called Somewhere In. Monthly, kind of right now, a little over monthly. It's there on my SoundCloud page. If you go there, it's there. Playlist Somewhere In, or you can hit that direct link that's there at the bottom. It's too long for me to read right now, but basically SoundCloud, Myles Sergé said Somewhere In podcast. As I mentioned before, our favorite friend is here in this chat somewhere. Roberto Ingram, go over to Decisive Podcast Series. That's his podcast. He has great guests. A little bit different format than us. It's more in depth, I'll say. More structured. Not that we're not structured, but good guests, good podcast. Go over there, show them the same love that you show us. Like, share, and subscribe. Decisive Podcast Series on YouTube. YouTube/@ Decisive Podcast Series. And join us next week where our guest Sunday, June 14, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. CET. We'll have Mr. Orlando Vorn with us. So check it out. Don't miss it. It's going to be a dope interview, just like this one was dope. So make sure you're there and check us out. So on behalf of myself, Mr. Donnell Knox. Oh, well, let me talk. I'm talking too much. D, you want to take us out?
Let me take you out, people. You know what I'm already going to say. All right.
Take cover,
don't play with your mind. Use your mind for positive things. Get you everything you need and everything you want, everything you desire. So mind, health, physical space.
That's it. Where's the fireworks? I don't see anything happening.
There we go. I gotta put the devil horns up.
Oh my God.
So later on, he's in the Illuminati. See, I knew it. Come on, guys.
I ain't doing that. So we love y'all. Check us out next week. Thank you, Cecilia, for joining us. Give her a hand.
Thank you.
And until next time, we'll check you out then. Be sure to stick around for the end credits. Our homegirl and homeboy, that's their stuff. Check them out. They support us. Not financially, but they support us. So go check them out too. All right. Until then, thank you for checking out MS Live. Peace.